Hi everyone, it's Tim and I'm back with another React and Teach video. So these videos are where I watch a pop song that's been recommended to me by someone who wants to teach it to a student for the first time, and I give you my reaction of it and then try and work out how I would go about teaching the video. So the goal is here to give you some tips and strategies around the framework that I use to teach and approach pop songs, because you can do it from any number of different ways. So if you're enjoying these videos, please give me a thumbs up, a like, wherever you're watching this, whatever you're doing, leave a comment and make sure you subscribe if you're over on YouTube, and make sure you do check out, I have a course on how to actually approach pop music, all different types of pop music. It's called Piano Flicks, Teaching Pop Piano, and it's available over at TopMusicPro.com. All right, let's get into today's video. It's called Top of the World from Lyle Crocodile. I haven't actually heard of it. I've heard of Shawn Mendes though, who's the author of the pop song. So let's have a listen to it together and see what we think.
In the shadow of the city, when the days have disappeared, some might say it's sort of gritty, full of faces to be feared.
Nice little tune so far.
There are wonders that are waiting.
I love the strings underneath. That's cool. Oh, beats coming in. It's a place for you and I. A little space. Feel like we're building to a chorus.
And at the top of the world tonight, when no one ever has to hide. At the
Groovy.
top of the world tonight, you're sitting safe and starry.
So if I listen to, we listen to the bass line, I think we've got our standard 4-chord progression here, if I'm not mistaken. Let's just go back to the start of the chorus. Have a listen to the bass line, see if you can work out what the chords are, because that's the bit that we're going to be teaching the students. So that's the first inversion chord. They've shifted the chord progression slightly. I can't wait to work out what this is. I'm pretty sure this is a 1-4-6-5 progression.
Stay this way at least until the morning light.
What key are we in? So I think we're in D major here. That's a pretty cool little riff on the trumpets. Pretty sure they don't sound quite real. Synthesized trumpets. That could be the thing that the student wants to learn, but it could be the chord progression, it could be the chorus, it could be the start. So the first question to ask the student, which is the bit that you want to actually learn? Which is your most favorite part of this? I think that we're definitely in a 4-chord progression in the chorus. So let's talk about the chorus for a moment, because I think students would probably quite like looking at the chorus. And I'll bring up the piano here. So I'm pretty sure it's a 1-1-4-6-5 progression. Yeah. Yep, sure is. And then, you remember I mentioned that I could hear that there was a first inversion chord? So instead of the D, they're actually using D with F sharp, I'm pretty sure. And then it does it again. Yeah, so I'll have another listen, but I think that's what's actually going on. I love this sound of a first inversion chord. So what do I mean by first inversion chord? Students should understand this as well. Yes, first inversion means we take, instead of playing a D major triad, D, F sharp, A, we put the F sharp on the bottom, F sharp, A, D. That's a chord in my right hand in first inversion. But you can also change the inversion of a chord by changing the root note. So if the root note is D in the left hand, we're in root position. If the right hand stays the same, but I move the left hand to an F sharp, we have a first inversion chord, and that's what they've used here, I think. And it naturally leads to like, one more night, just give me just, what's that, Phil Collins song? It's a really great little progression to know and one to listen out for. So let's just see, I'm pretty sure I've got that chord progression right. G chord, B minor, A major, D. Now let's listen. I think the next one goes to F sharp. There it is. Okay, and so if you've watched any of my other videos about teaching pop music, you'll know that you've got a few options as to what to actually give to the students. Do we want the student to play the chords and accompany themselves singing? Do they want to actually play the melody? It'll all depend on what they want to do, but also what's kind of possible. So playing the melody can sometimes be quite difficult if the melody is sung. In the case of this one, let's just have a listen again. At the top of the world tonight, at the top of the world, at the top of the world tonight. I mean, I don't know the melody that well. It doesn't sound too hard to play. Students would be able to play that pretty successfully, but it would probably be even better if they played the chord progression and accompanied themselves singing the tune. So I would encourage students to learn that chord progression. We've got the D chord, the D chord, and the G chord, the B minor, and the A chord. So if they could learn that, either in inversions in the right hand or in root position to start with, I think they're gonna have a good idea of how this song goes. Now we know the song is in D major now, so if we go back to the start, let's have a listen to the chords and see if we can work out if it uses the same 4 chords or some different chords. It sounds like there's kind of a root note and then it kind of moves up. So that's kind of what it sounds like it does to me. It kind of, I mean, it's all quite strings based. It kind of sounds like the left hand stays the same and the right hand chords perhaps move. I wonder what it does after the chorus.
It can stay this way at least until the morning light.
I keep making up my own melody. It's not quite what they've written, but that's a cool thing that the student may want to play. You could even, if you've got or they have a keyboard, you could put on a trumpet sound and make it sound exactly like that.
Through the dark, there's someone singing like an old familiar song.
Okay, now we've got 3 chords. D, G, A, G. So it looks like, you know, it's all using the same, more or less the same set of chords with a little bit of variation. And I think you'd be able to work with your student on exactly what the mix of chords or playing should be. I think as an ultimate one for this one, having the student play along to the YouTube is always heaps of fun. Students love doing that, and it's in D major, not too difficult. Then the next thing would be singing while they play the chord progression, and then perhaps playing some of those the trumpet parts and perhaps playing the melody. But again, can be pretty tricky to get all the coordination right. So there you go. That was my thinking around Lyle Crocodile. I've not seen the movie. I've never heard the song before, but it's pretty cool. I got to say, it's kind of stuck in my head. It's a good one. I'd be enjoying teaching this to my students. So I hope that helps. If you've got any questions or comments, please, as always, leave them below and I'll see you in the next video. Let me know if you've got any requests of songs that you've had students bring into you that you'd like my help with.